How's it going, everyone? Thought we'd do this quick video on what to do if your tap is leaking relentlessly and you've tried everything, including tightening up the tap handles. In this case, you're going to want to find the mains water stopcock, which is usually in the cupboard with the electrics or under the stairs or kitchen sink. And once you've done that, you want to head back to the bathroom, opening up the taps to check that there's no water left over in them. Next up, we're going to remove this bath panel underneath. Just be careful with this because they can be very, very flimsy. There's usually a set of screws at the bottom holding it in place with some of these plastic covers, which are very brittle as well. And then there'll be some screws there. You can just pop the covers off and remove the screws with something like this on the screw setting or similar. And then this is what the underneath of your bath is going to look like. Don't worry about it too much. Now's the time to vacuum if you need to, or even check the waste under your bath. Sometimes that gets clogged up, but mine was surprisingly very clean. Then we're going to pop some tubs here just to make sure any excess water is caught. You might want to keep a few towels nearby and actually use something a lot bigger than these tubs because there might be a lot of water that comes out of here. And these little bits here are just going to be adjusting the pressure. So you might want to lower that down. I'm not going to be touching mine because I'm just going to drain the hoses right into the bucket. So yeah, I'm going to be using this, which is an adjustable basin wrench. There are different types of these. Everyone has something different, but I'm just going to use what I've got because there's no need to waste money. And you're just going to try to loosen that nut there on the hose. And as it starts to leak, you can hopefully undo the rest with your hand. Just don't hurt yourself. Once it starts to leak down, just make sure you've got a tub to catch it. Try to get the rest off by hand, mopping up any spillages as you go to keep it as dry as possible underneath the bath. And just keep on turning until that comes out. And don't be alarmed if quite a lot of water comes out, because sometimes it can take a long time to stop. And then you're just going to do the same with the little plastic nut which is holding the tap, and just take your time turning it to the left, which is anti-clockwise. And this is what you're going to be left with down there. So you can wear gloves if you want to stop your hand hurting. And I'm just going to push the tap at the same time as removing the bolt underneath, because I find that that helps to get it undone quicker. Sometimes it can be awkward otherwise, so just keep spinning that underneath. And then once you've done that, it should just lift right out. So look at that. So you've just proved that you can take it off once you get to this stage, and then just set that down somewhere nice without damaging too much. I bought a cheap mixer tap because no need to spend money. But just for this install specifically, we're just going to use this and just quickly check that it lines up, which it does. Most of them are a standard size, luckily. You can put these away now. You probably won't be needing these plastic ones. And we've got some nice brass type ones on here, so we're just going to remove those. Once they're off, keep the little plastic part on top of that, little rubber part, little seal, and keep this bit on there. You don't want to remove that. That goes in between the tap and the bath. Carefully sit it down on top of the bath like so, into position. It's looking better already. And if you have one of these bath screens, just push it back, put your hand up under, and try to sort of shimmy it in place whilst you screw up the bolt from underneath, the nut from underneath, and then just get into position. You're going to tighten this up with the wrench as well later on, but for now just use your hand. And then we're going to take our basin wrench and just try to do up that nut on the hose. Don't go too crazy with this, just enough so that it's tight. You don't want to accidentally snap something or thread it. On the shower part of your new mixer tap, there should be these little rubber seals. You can just place them either side, one on one end and one on the other, and just try to screw that back up. And take your time screwing that all back in until you're satisfied. Should be nice and tight. Luckily, my shower head fits onto my old original existing fitting. Sometimes I know that it won't, but hopefully in your case it will. If it doesn't, you might just need to order some new parts, but in this case it fits. So just check everything is working accordingly. And that should be it for now. What we do need to do now is just turn the water back on, and we're going to check for any leaks, start running the taps. You're going to hear what sounds like a massive amount of pressure coming up. In this case I got soaked by the shower. Just watch out for that. But yeah, just check the taps. You'll hear the pressure start to come through. Usually when you turn on the hot tap, you'll hear all of this chugging sort of sound like it's going to explode, but just pay that no attention and just keep it on a sort of steady pace until that stops. And just be aware it's going to happen in your sink and also your kitchen as well, that little chugging sound. And just let the water run for a little bit while we check for leaks. Last thing you want to do is put the whole panel back and then there's a massive pool of water underneath, so just check all the seals and whatnot. There might be a bit of excess water that you can clean up just where it was leaking from before, so just double check that. Next up, the panel goes back in. The lip needs to be tucked up under the bath. It can be quite tricky, but just try your best to push it right in up under the bath. Work your way down, sort of pushing it up while sliding it across. Line the screws back up and put them back in with a drill or similar. Watch out for those little plastic parts, don't go too crazy, and it should just pop back on. If one of them breaks like it has here, we're going to just yoo-hoo it back with some sort of sticky glue that's strong enough to hold it in place. And that should be you done with a brand new tap on your bath, all working as planned. So just have a little check around, make sure nothing is broken. But other than that, thanks for watching.